Hello.
Hello.
Welcome,
Hi there.
everyone. It's another frosty morning here in Canada, but it's a balmy morning down in Chile.
Yeah.
We decided before the show, we're gonna go vacation at Vicky's house.
Yes.
You're all welcome. Welcome to come.
Yes.
Yes.
It is balmy 24 degrees Fahrenheit here in Salem.
24 degrees
24?
Fahrenheit. Yeah, so it's almost the same temperature at Chris's place as it is at Vicky's, just different temperature scales.
Yeah. Yes, right, exactly.
Fahrenheit in one and Celsius in the other.
Celsius.
Yes.
Got all up our crazy planet.
That's right. Yeah. So welcome, Chris, for joining us. He's joining us because Betsy's going to be talking about someone related to Chris at some point. So
Yes.
that's good.
He's our guest for the day.
He's our guest for the day. It was fun having a guest last week. He was great.
Yes. Yeah, super fun. Yeah, I have to say, since we're talking about that, we have a member of the week this week, of course, but she didn't reply to my invitation, so we invited Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the story of my life. I'm always the runner-up.
Not always.
So nice to have you.
You'd be happy to join us, and since we've got a viable connection, we don't even have to make it up. There's a reason for you to be here.
Right. I was thinking about this earlier when I was looking at your great grandmother's profile and what I would say about it, and I'm like, well, Chris should just come on and do this himself. So it works out great.
So we've had lots of people in the chat. Anne was the first one to join us. And Vicki actually invited Anne, but she said no thanks. So that's okay. Brian's here, our Canadian podcaster. How we get here from Genealogy. Susie is here. Susie Carda. Dee is here from Augusta, Georgia. Who else do we have? Ozzy. It's a little warm down for Ozzy. I think she's 24 degrees Celsius, she said at one point.
Oh, I was going to ask.
Minus 10 Fahrenheit for Anne, though. Murray Maloney. How you doing, Murray? From just over there. So anyone else, say hi in the chat when you arrive. And those who are watching us streaming it after the fact, say hello in the comments below too. We'd like to know where you're from and what temperature it is where you're watching.
Interesting time of year.
Yeah, that's right. So who wants to go first today?
Well, I guess Vicki, you could go first today if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we didn't agree.
We didn't. Betsy actually gets to stay for a full hour, so we don't have to.
I know.
Through and
yes, it's a luxury.
Well, are you watching my screen?
We are now.
Yep.
No. Oh, can you?
We see we're in the profile makeover.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm sorry to say that we only have 2 participants for this month. So please tell me, what am I doing wrong? The question of the week was, what is your genealogy gift or your wish or whatever? Yeah. Well, my wish is that people would like to come and participate in the profile makeover. So we have 2, and one of them is me. So, but we have Melissa Jamieson, and well, me, just with the profile makeover I was going to do last month, that I had no time, and it seems that December is kind of busy, right?
Yes, it is. That's what I was thinking. It's not you.
Yeah, and I think people write in the chat. We have maybe they're buying their gifts or something. Well, this week's profile makeover was made by Nettie Mae Lucas. Nettie Mae has participated many times, and this was her contribution for October, I guess. She made the profile of Elizabeth Boysen? How would you pronounce that?
What were you saying?
I'm not sure.
Can you zoom in just a little bit?
Boysen.
Zoom in.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Where's it? What's it from? Like, what's her ancestry? Does it say?
No. No. She was born in Illinois. Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, this is the before picture. There it is. And we had her whole family and a few sources. Well, these sources we have just 3-4 sources. And then the profile looked like this. Oh, too much zoom. We have a nice background picture that I would like to know what that means, because if you read this profile, you don't see it. I think it's a mystery. That's why she used a puzzle, maybe. Maybe it was a puzzle for her to solve.
Interesting. Shouldn't it be under images? The background should be under images. Yeah. And so what does that say?
There it is, right there.
Elizabeth Boysen puzzle.
So it represents a puzzle to her, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. And I read the bio, but it doesn't say anything about a puzzle. So please, Nedime, if you're there, if you come, please let us know. Now, this is a simple biography made just with sources. I always say, you don't need to be a best-selling author to write a biography. You just use your sources. And she used the tables for census, which I really like. Some people don't like to see the tables. What do you think? Some people put them in the sources and not in the bio.
I know that the feeling is that they can visually clutter up a bio. But sometimes if I really want to point something out, like look at who else was in the household, I feel like it's so important to show it.
Yeah.
But when you don't have so much to say because you didn't know the person, and maybe you don't want to write a bio, the tables really show. I'm a maths person.
And also helps because
and I like tables.
Not everyone has access to like family search, so you can just put that in there anyway.
Yes, but I really like to see the evolution of a family.
Yes.
Just looking at the tables is more visual for me.
Yeah, I could probably do that for my own profile, but there aren't enough hours in the day.
Yeah, well, this is the bio. It's a short bio. She added a few more sources, but you see, it's not complex. Everyone can join the profile makeover and do this. So I invite you to join for this month, and then you can be on screen with us. Maybe I will invite you as a guest.
That's right.
Yes. So let's meet our member of the week, shall we?
We sure shall.
Yes, our member of the week is Shelly Monson.
Yay!
Shelly is a member of the Appalachia Project. So, Biscuit. Well, she joined WikiTree in October 2021. Let me zoom in there. And she got interested in family history because her mother had a lot of genealogical info and had a big file. So she started doing research when she was young, and she liked to go to the Family History Center and watch the microfilm. That's fascinating, right? Have you seen that? You use microfilm?
Yep, I've used microfilm.
Like all
I'm very
styles.
klutzy. Right? It flies all over the place.
Hard to control.
Yeah, but it's fascinating. It's like having history in your hands. Well, she didn't have much time to work on her genealogy until the lockdown. That was a bless for genealogists, I guess. we had a lot of time to research, right? And she have been WikiTree since then. And outside genealogy, this is fascinating too. She is a big history buff, she says, and she does a lot of historical reenactment in various periods. That's awesome. As part of this, one of her biggest interests is in historical costuming. She enjoys knitting, crochet, and quilting, and she loves to travel. Have you seen these groups that reenact history?
I've seen pictures of them.
Yeah.
What a cool idea.
I bet you make it at Comic-Con, just making all those costumes and everything.
Yeah, like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there it's like a genealogy version of Comic-Con, right? Geniacon? Is there something like that?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Well, there's Rootstack.
There's Rootstack. There we go.
Yeah. For us. Well, her focus is mainly on her mother's side of the family. And she has a large database relating to the nobility of the 16th century in England, which she puts together as a resource for her, Elizabethan reenactment group.
Oh, Greg, I just got this weird idea. Remember the doctor in what was they? Aliens with the suckers all over them?
Is this a Doctor Who reference?
He's talking about Doctor Who, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Saigons, yeah.
How would you say Elizabethan?
Elizabethan.
Did I say it?
Elizabethan.
Yeah. Oh, do you know how? Do you know how we say it in Spanish?
Elizabeth?
No, Isabelino. Because Elizabeth is Isabel. Yeah.
Oh, Isabel.
Of course.
So it's Isabelino.
Isabelina.
Yeah.
Because I'm really an Elizabeth. That's my Betsy is just a nickname for Elizabeth.
Oh, so then you will be Isabel. Yeah. My mother is called Vicki Isabel. Well, then we're looking at the final tips that Shelley gives us. She says, join a project. If you want to get more involved in our community, join a project. She says, this is a wonderful community, and having people always available to help or just hold your hand has been invaluable. Right? That's the main point of us being here, right?
Yeah.
And what could we do to inspire more people? Well, she says the work of the ambassadors have been excellent, and she thinks lately she has been seeing our logo popping up in all kinds of places. Yay!
That's great.
Yeah, I imagine Asher is doing a happy dance right now.
Yeah.
And also the challenges to work on the family history of well-known genealogists has been very valuable, right? As I often see them mentioning WikiTree in very positive ways. Yes. Yeah, that's a great work that many members of our community have done. So this was Shelley. We're sorry we didn't have you on stage. Yeah. Well, this was the member of the week.
Congratulations, Shelley. I think I mentioned to you, I got to meet her at Rootstack last March.
Oh, did you?
Excellent.
Yeah, it was sort of like one of those things where we just kept bumping into each other around the South.
Perfect.
All right. Is it my turn?
Sure.
Okay. So let's see. Question of the week. The question was, what genealogy gifts are on your wish list? And there were some. I always, when I'm looking at the answers, I'm looking for themes, and a lot of people had wishes to do with DNA, getting people to test, getting matches to respond, further information, like, okay, so and so's done autosomal, now I want them to do mtDNA for more time.
Yes, I saw that.
I think that would have been my answer. Could I please have 26 hours in the day? And let's see what else. Brick walls, of course.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, those were some of the themes. And Barry Smith, I liked his list.
No.
Um, he would like DNA matches to respond, especially, and I think we've all had that. And Eowyn actually wrote back to him and said, "I feel you on that one. Don't give up hope, though. I finally had a
Mhm.
DNA match respond a year and a half after I'd originally messaged them. And he turned out to be the key to unlocking my biological father's side of things."
Wow.
No.
So that's, I mean, we all are so deeply into the world of genealogy that we wouldn't think of not checking our accounts for messages,
Right.
apparently. But that's not true of everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
Plus, it does help if like Ancestry has like notification like right to your email like immediately.
Yeah.
It usually takes like a couple minutes or days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I responded to someone who just sent me a message for the first time this week, and I responded, shortly after I got it.
Yeah.
And she was blown over. She says, "I can't believe someone's actually replied to my message so quickly."
Right.
Never had that happen before.
Let's see. Barry's also wishing for the update of the mitochondrial haplotree at FTDNA to finally
Yes.
arrive, and for his cousins of his uncles to do a Y-DNA test.
Mm.
And what terminal haplogroup, does that mean that he doesn't have descendants, or what does he
So
mean?
what that means, so when you do a Y-DNA test, you get a haplogroup, right? Which is basically the last, I think it's the SNP on the trail. And you need to stop that. Okay. Some unwanted caller just got through. I don't know how they got through my do not disturb. Anyways, if you have two people who are closer to each other, like so when I did my Y-DNA test, my haplogroup was it was shared with some other people who went back to the 1600s or something.
Yeah.
But then when I got my third cousin to do his Y-DNA, and the big Y test, then because the two of us are closer and we match closer on the Y-DNA tree, we got a more refined, a more specific haplogroup, which is closer in time to the present. Because our common ancestor, so like the haplogroup gives you the most recent common ancestor of people who have done the testing. So if you have more testers, you'll get a more, and you get a haplogroup that's more refined, more specific.
I see. So yeah,
right? So it'll be closer in time, So many people have haplogroups that go back to 1600s, and some go way further back. If you have if you don't have a lot of people who've done Y-DNA testing, especially non-Europeans, then your haplogroup will go way back thousands of years. So it's not very specific. You can't use it for genealogical research because there's not records that far back.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
And as I said, a couple of people asked for time, including Christina Adams and Chris Wine. Brian, this one really, really touched my heart. He wrote, "An opportunity to chat with my late grandparents, if even for a moment, to just listen. Stories and wisdom that won't ever find themselves in a records database." And since I did not know 3 of my grandparents, they died before I was born, that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
How I wish I had known them.
Sometimes you'll need a Ouija board,
Alexis Nelson says to have a better and faster internet connection. So much of my time on the computer is spent waiting and often no connection. Kathy Nava that wishes for
in the chat.
Oh, Kathy's in the chat.
Kathy.
Yes.
Yeah. Kathy wishes for there to be matches when her husband's Y-DNA test results come back. There's a story that an ancestor changed his surname, and I would love to prove or disprove this story. She's wishing for the Jane Doe to be identified from a 1981 cold case. And she would like to organize all my genealogy paperwork and all the photos. Yes.
Well,
wouldn't we all?
Yes.
Well, I could do the third one for her, but first two, I don't know.
Anne wishes to do better on my bios, find 2 grandfathers that are brick walls, improve my CC7 and watch list, and have more connection to the big tree via my CC7 and others on my watch list. That's a good list. Very, very good.
A good list.
Yeah. Rod, basically Rod's wish is to not be distracted by bright shiny objects.
That's a good one.
He wants to stay more focused on the closer people in my tree instead of continually going down rabbit holes.
Yeah,
I can feel that. Marion Cerruti says, as a gift from any little elf who knows the answer, I would like to know the identity of my second great-grandparents, the father of grandfather Cerruti. So far, no little elf has come forward with this information, although some of them must know. Marion, I hope you wishes are still being accepted, right?
They are.
Yeah, she put it. We have it.
Okay. All right. Fingers crossed.
Oh wow, Sardinia! I'm just checking it out randomly. Sardinia. Oh boy. Yeah. Really. Oh boy.
Rolf Maxa says, I wish I could resolve my brick wall. I've been working on it for 2 years, and I wish I understood the German location categories better, especially for the state of Württemberg. And I looked at Rolf's profile. He actually was born in Württemberg.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think the second wish is probably we could promise you that. Find somebody who knows the ins and outs. Oliver Stegan said, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I had the time, concentration, and insights to deal with the unconnected profiles on my watch list, especially those 58, yes, 58, who don't have a single connection. Poor lonely souls.
They're just lost in the ether, just floating there. I have profiles like that too.
Yeah, we all do. And
yeah, well.
He listed a few, and then somebody found a family search record for him. So there's hope there.
That's cool.
Great.
Yeah.
You're also working overtime, Greg.
Yeah. Before they even begin. You're getting warmed up.
More on that later.
Paul Dempster wishes to understand the ins and outs of WikiTree. He's been on WikiTree since late 2017 after neurosurgery and not able to grasp all the ins and outs of the site. But secondly, to thank many people who have helped me regarding my maternal line of Houstons from Renfrewshire, Scotland, and those who have helped with the paternal line of Dreppenstitz. Thirdly, the WikiTree stays free, and also thanks to the techies with all the additions, even though I cannot figure them out. So I liked his thank yous.
Yeah. He could, even though he said he's been there since 2017, he could still join your newts,
that's right.
Your videos that you do.
Absolutely, because they're for, we use that term very loosely.
Very loosely, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Anyone, because they're very helpful.
Well, thank you. June, and I know June's in the chat.
She is.
Yes, said, I would love someone to clean up my direct line profiles, making them look nice, and check my DNA lines as well. Merry Christmas. So, I wonder, June, if people shy away from working on a profile like that, if they see that there's an active profile manager. Because I know that I've been working on a line right now where there is an active profile manager, and they're unfortunately not being responsive to me. Didn't answer when I was asking, can I do this? Can I do that? And so I've been very cautious in what I have added. I just, I've added some sources and that's it. So it's good. It's good you let us know that you're open to that, June.
Yes.
For anyone who's watching.
Yeah.
Ginny Fields said, I wish to find the maiden name of my third paternal great-grandmother. I have her husband, my third great-grandfather, and I have her connected to him in records, but no maiden name. My second wish is to find the identity of another third great-grandmother on my maternal side. I have a complete timeline on her husband, but only Sarah as her first name. Yeah. That's that sort of thing makes me crazy.
Maiden names are so hard.
Yeah, they are. And I think,
unfortunately, was back then sometimes.
So these were really fun to read. Thank you to everyone who answered. Keep answering, and everybody else go in and upvote. So we have a link for favorite photo. We have 2 today.
Look at that!
Yes.
Wow.
That is Alexis Nelson's grandmother.
She has the best pictures.
She does have the best pictures. Wow.
No, it's her mother. It's her mother, Clarice Marvin Lovelace, in a fashion show at the Youngblood Hotel in Enid, Oklahoma.
Wow.
Wow. She really wears that suit well.
She does.
And
that's amazing.
A mink stole. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, with her hand.
Yeah.
What does she have in the other hand? The right hand?
It looks like maybe a pair of leather gloves.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And a purse too?
Made for slapping.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And look at that hat. What's on the top? Is it like I don't know. It's not a pineapple, is it?
No, it's feathers, I guess.
Nice.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Alexis. And then this is, I don't think, is Yoke in the chat?
Yes.
This is Yoke's father.
I guess I saw her.
Having a bath as a baby. And she says, he seems to have really...
Oh, no, she's not.
Oh. Yes. I just love when babies are so small that you can fit them in a teeny little tub like that. So, now someone asked how someone in the chat, and I started, was it D? Said that she had a photo, but she didn't know how to upload it. So D, the easiest way to do it is in the post, go to the free space gallery, and just like you would add an image to a profile, you just go here and click to upload it. Yeah. That's what I would do, because I always check both the G2G post and as well as the free space page, just to see if maybe there's something on one that's not on the other. Now, if you do want to post it on G2G, that's a little trickier. But not impossible. You go here and you get the image address. So, I think I just...
And then you have to resize the image when you put in the message too, so it doesn't...
Right. But does everybody see the pop-up menu? Yeah. So you want to copy the image address.
Yeah. I usually just click the image, then go right to the address bar and click that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mean just copy this up here? Yeah. That's usually many ways to skin a cat on WikiTree. So, and then you would, there's a little picture icon in the G2G message field, and you just click on that and you'd insert that message, the image link. Yeah. So, there's still two more Saturdays in December. So we'll look forward to seeing your picture in one of the following weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have two ancestors to celebrate today, and one is Chris's great grandmother, and today is her birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yay!
Chris, if you want to tell me where to go, I have her profile pulled up.
Just go right to her profile.
Okay.
If you want to.
There we go.
All right. This is Maria Tedesco. She was born on today in 1900, December 14th, 1900, in San Pietro on Maida. And she immigrated to Haverhill, Massachusetts, like 1929, with her two children, my grandfather Marco and his older sister Nicolina. Now you might be wondering, where is her husband? Well, interesting story. Vincenzo paid for the trip, right? But he was in Haverhill at the time. So Maria took the two kids from San Pietro. They went to Naples and just sailed from there to New York. And from New York, I think they probably took a train, because I don't know if Vincenzo met them at the port or not. It doesn't really seem like they did meet at the port. So they more than likely just put the train from New York to Haverhill, Massachusetts. And from there, they had a pretty decent life. I mean, she unfortunately passed away in March 1943.
I saw that. So young.
That's young.
Yes.
Yeah,
I got her. I actually have a death certificate in my drawer. She had a heart condition.
Mm.
Like, eesh, it was crazy. So,
Mm.
and I actually got that when I turned 42. So that was just like, oh,
Whoa. Right.
I'm not gonna eat that steak. Okay. Yeah. So, but there was a silver lining here, because Maria had a sister who stayed in San Pietro, and she got married and they had kids. And I'm actually in contact with the cousins, because family went back and forth from here to Italy several times. So, like when I went onto the San Pietro message board and asked, for information on Maria and Vincenzo, one of my second cousin, Caterina, she messaged me saying, "Are you related to Nicolina?" I'm like, yeah. Like, oh my God, I remember, when she came over when I was just a little girl. I'm like, okay. So I just texted Nicolina and her daughter Kathy, and I was just like, is this lady for real? So like, yeah, don't worry about it, Chris. I'm like, okay. So we ended up talking, and I think a long story short, I just actually sent a Christmas card to them a couple days ago.
Nice.
I wrote English because Katerina's sister-in-law, she's an English teacher in San Pietro, so she knows English.
Mm-hmm.
So she translates what I say to everybody else. So, really cool.
Excellent.
And do you speak Italian, Chris?
Not very much, just a little bit. I mean, not enough to carry on a conversation, obviously, but a little bit.
I really love this picture of the family.
Yeah,
That's
we have like 3 copies of that picture.
Well, that's
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
So she's your great grandmother. So which one is your grandparent?
Obviously the boy.
Oh,
right?
okay. It's your I forgot that you said it was your grandfather's mother.
Oh, Greg. Yeah. Obviously, the little girl is. Yeah.
I love your grandfather's little knickers.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes those. We actually have
beautiful picture.
We have a picture from his first communion. He's wearing knickers also. He's like smiling, like, yeah, that's right. I'm wearing knickers. They got this like smug look on his face. Like, and the weirdest thing is one of my nephews, makes the same look. So it's like, so I showed my brother the picture, and we both looked at the picture, looked at the kid, and like, oh my God. Some those get passed down. It's yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing your great-grandmother with us, Chris, and happy birthday, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I should also mention that we also have Tedesco cousins who went to Woburn, Massachusetts. So she had family here too.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So she wasn't totally alone when she came to America.
Yeah.
It's family, relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, our second ancestor to celebrate is another December birthday. Alexis Nelson shared John Calvin Irwin with us. And let me just return for a second to what she said. Yes, it's her first cousin 3 generations removed. He was born on December 16th, 1841. He was a Union soldier in the American Civil War and was wounded and captured in the Battle of Stones River, Tennessee. John was sent to Anderson Prison in Georgia in 1863. And I visited his grave a few years ago, and then summer before last, I took my daughter and 2 granddaughters on a trip to Georgia to visit the Prisoner of War Museum and Cemetery at Anderson. We live in Oklahoma, and I felt it would be a very educational experience for them. My daughter was born in Georgia, and she'd never been to visit where she was born. This is a photo of John Calvin Irwin, who tragically died in Andersonville Prison of disease at age 22.
22.
22.
I like the mustache. That's a very Italian mustache too.
Yeah. So going over to the profile, Alexis did put in quite a bit of social military history. John was serving, and his father was also serving. And so his father is badly wounded in the Battle of Stones River. And during the same battle, John was wounded and captured. I don't think she said what happened with his father. Let's see. His father lived to 1871. So a little.
So he survived, right?
He did survive.
Yeah.
I guess Andersonville was, as a prison, was infamous. And there are pictures. She has pictures here that a number of people have put on their profiles of ancestors who were in this prison, and it just looks grim. They apparently were. It was not the welfare of the prisoners was not at all a priority, and so this was very tragic for this young man. Yeah. So, but we wish you a happy birthday this coming Monday, John, and happy to honor your memory. So,
Betsy?
Yes.
Could you please go back to the 12 months of photos and refresh the page, because Melanie helped Dee to upload the photo.
Way to go,
so
Melanie.
we could see it.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm going to blow this up in a second, but my mom is modeling for some students at the Cleveland Caramoo House Theater in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. She's showing the students how to pose for a photo and about becoming a model. Oh, wait, this is Anne's. Okay.
Yeah.
Anne, and
Uh-oh.
Well, wait. Maybe I can go to the photo.
Yes.
Yes. Hang on a second. Okay. So here is Anne's mother. Yeah, I don't know if I can make it any bigger. Well, I guess I could. There we go. Oh, I love her hat.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So two models, two models, mothers.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Here is, let's see, Anne, here's one of the last photos in 2019 before my friend Barbara Hirschman died of cancer at the age of 67. We are on an Alaskan cruise. Here, we're at a French pop-up restaurant waiting for our desserts.
The best part of the meal.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so if I go to Spencer
25241.
Yep. Let's do that. And go here. Okay.
Oh.
And it was image 10.
I've never done that before. Put the whole WikiTree ID in the
Oh,
last
yeah.
name. I always open up my profile and then take out my Clark part and put in the other thing. That would be much faster.
Come on, Greg.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's standard to always be learning new tricks, right?
Wow. That's so...
Oh, even an old dog can learn new tricks, right, Greg?
Yes.
Now, is this image? This is image 10. Okay. D actually shared this with me. I knew about her quest here to have her grandfather recognized for his service by the city of Milwaukee. His service of many years as a detective in the police force. And finally, it sounded like it was a real, she had to be very persistent and determined, and it paid off because she has this wonderful, document, which I did read through. It gives his sort of this whole biography.
Wow.
He was born in Chicago on January 4th, 1904, relocated to Milwaukee, and he was a musician, playing piano and banjo in a local jazz band. I really love that, even though it was primarily for his service in the police department, that they gave a full dimensional picture of him, or a more complete picture. He began his service for the city of Milwaukee by washing police cars in the city garage, and then was assigned as a patrol officer for the Milwaukee Police Department. He patrolled the Bronzeville area for 11 years. We have Bronzeville in Chicago, too. Interesting that you have it in Milwaukee. Yes, he was a diligent and compassionate trailblazer who treated everyone he came across with kindness and a no-nonsense attitude, who ultimately passed away in February of 1977 at the age of 73. So that is wonderful. And congratulations, Dee. And I'm glad that you could share that with us.
Yeah.
Right. First African-American detective, I think, as well.
Wait.
And what a beautiful document to have about someone related to you.
And that's perfect. I love that Dee has made it his profile picture.
Profile pic, yeah. Very nice.
Fantastic. So, right. Well, I will turn it over to you, Greg.
Okay. Let's see. Can I do it in 17 minutes? I haven't in the past, so we'll see. But let's start with our connection checkers for this week. And the theme this week, let me zoom in so we can read that a little bit better.
I thought this was Donny Osmond for some reason.
Yeah, Donny Osmond. Yeah, look, and what a young picture of him, eh? Too. So that must have been when he was doing the traveling show for Joseph and the multicolored dreamcoat, Technicolor dreamcoat. I'm guessing, at least that era. But yes, it's not Donny Osmond and all his relatives. It is Christmas now. Donnie is the keynote here because it was his birthday just a few days ago on December 9th. But the connection is anyone who has done a Christmas album. So Donnie has done a Christmas at Home album, and all of the rest of them you'll recognize as people that you hear sometimes over the radio during Christmas time. So I'm going to... Of
course, you also hear Mariah Carey in every single score ever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes. And I was talking to my wife about the the list of people, and she would come. I said, Eartha Kitt, what did she sing? And immediately she said, oh, that's Santa Baby. But she said the best duet of all, neither of them are on here. Her favorite, which I think is one of the best, is the duet by Bing Crosby and David Bowie, the Little Drummer Boy.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know that one.
If you haven't heard that, that's an interesting listen. You should check out. But they're not on here, so we're not going to talk about them, and we're not going to pull up their WikiTree profiles, because hopefully they do have WikiTree profiles, right? Bing Crosby, David Bowie.
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah, he does. I checked it out when I checked out his granddaughter's profile.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
look at June agrees with me. Yay. Okay, so Donald Osmond.
10th, yeah. Oh, yeah. Donnie is my 10th cousin once removed. Apparently, that's why it's so close.
There we go.
This side.
Yeah, so which one, I didn't ask you guys, which one is closest to each of you?
Well, I have a 4-way tie.
Do you?
Yes, wow. 19 degrees for Burl Ives, Karen Carpenter, Irving Berlin, and Donny Osmond.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Mine is Olivia. I love her.
Nice.
22.
Looks like Eartha Kitt is my closest at 19 degrees. Santa, I guess I'm her Santa baby.
I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that Eartha Kitt purr like she did in Batman.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, Donny Osmond, distant cousin for me. Has a short bio because he's still alive, but musician, singer, of course, performed with his brothers as the Osmonds, and later with his sister as Donnie Marie. Remember watching that show growing up. Became a successful solo artist, theatrical performer. And he was actually a keynote speaker for Roots Tech, I think when it was in London, if I recall correctly, a few years ago. Maybe during even I don't know if it was during, it wouldn't have been in London in the pandemic. Anyways, one of the past Roots Tech, he was actually one of their keynote speakers, so that's interesting. Born in Utah, and the Osmond brothers, which was a group, and there were 7 of them at that time, and he was the youngest in that point. The family has grown, as you can see, so he actually has a younger brother, Jimmy, and of course Marie wouldn't have been included as the Osmond brothers. Interesting, he has 5 children, and they're all sons, and that's all we need to know, apparently. So there we go. Way to go, Donnie, and your album Christmas at Home. Moving on to Canadian content for this week, Paul Anka, great Canadian songwriter, Canadian American, because he did actually become a naturalized citizen of the United States in 1990, but we still won't hold him against him. We still count him as a Canadian. Born in the 40s, and he's done lots and lots of stuff. Diana, Lonely Boy, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. You have my I know all these songs, but I won't sing them to you right now.
I know that song.
What's that?
I know them too.
Know that song,
you know them good. Yeah, which is great because he's international, so it's not just a Canadian phenomenon. Oh. But did you know that he wrote the theme song for The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson?
No, I did not.
Just a little before my time. Oh yeah, I knew Johnny Carson, obviously, the later years.
He also wrote one of Tom Jones' biggest hits, She's a Lady. And interesting, he wrote the English lyrics for the Frank Sinatra song My Way. I guess. Wow. Was it Italian? Probably was it in Italian first, I guess.
Maybe.
Presumably. It was it must have been in a different language originally. Even co-wrote some of Michael Jackson's songs, so that's kind of interesting. Of course, he got lots of Canadian awards on our Walk of Fame, the Songwriter Hall of Fame, Order of Canada, and whatnot. But also honored in California as well. So very cool. And his album is called It's Christmas Everywhere. Then Israel Bailin, more commonly known as Irving Berlin. was born, he's an American composer and lyricist, but he was born in the Russian Empire in 1908, probably in a place called Tolochin, which is in Byelorussia. One of 8 children born.
He sang the song Blue Skies, which was also used in various Star Trek shows.
Oh, Paulinka?
Yeah. Berlin, yeah. And Brent Spiner sang that song, Blue Skies.
That's right.
Yeah, that's Data. Yeah.
So Irving was one of 8 children. His family was Jewish, so they eventually emigrated to the United States in 1893 and settling in New York. Wrote for Broadway and Hollywood. There's Blue Sky. Oh, Blue Skies is one of his songs. White Christmas, of course, is the most popular Christmas one that he's written. But he also, God Bless America, excuse me, and scores for movies as well. He also co-founded ASCAP, the American Society for Composers, Authors, and Publishers, which is a big deal. He died in his sleep, which is what we all kind of hope for, isn't it? A nice, peaceful, just sort of pass. New York City in 1989 at the age of 101.
Wow.
Isn't that great? That's great. I'd love if we could all have that line on our bio in the end. Like that.
Including New York City?
Well, you know what? To be at 101 and die in your sleep, maybe it'd be worth driving to New York City for that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know about that.
What would you say to the crossing guard?
Like,
what's your reason for coming to the States? No, that's probably not a... Anyways, we digress. Let's move on to Karen Carpenter, who had a lovely, lovely voice. Just very tragic how she's passed away so young. Born in 1950 in New Haven, Connecticut, passed away sadly at the 4th of February 1983 at only 32. She and her brother, of course, Richard, formed the duo The Carpenters, and they had amazing sound together. She was also a drummer, and a very good drummer too. But of course, it's her vocal performances that people know her best for. She also enjoyed playing baseball when she was young, and tap dancing and ballet, lots of stuff. She won the John Philip Sousa Band Award.
Oh, yes. That's a big thing in the band world. High school band award.
So does every school have it, or is it an international or national award, or how does it work?
So it's I remember when I was a band director, I would get information like if I wanted to participate. And you know, all it took was just saying, yes, I want to make this award, and then you order the plaque, and off you go.
My grandfather Robert loved John Philip Sousa. It was one of his jams.
Oh, neat. So any school that participates can give out one of these awards to one of their students each year.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
She formed an all-girls band, 2+2 originally, and then she and Richard teamed up. Sadly, though, she suffered from anorexia nervosa, an eating disorder, and back in the 70s, not many people knew anything about that or how to treat it or best dealing with mental health issues of any sort, really, back then. And unfortunately, it sounds like they were able to put her on a regime so her weight was stable, but because of the damage, because it had been so long that she suffered from it, her heart was too weak, and it wasn't, and it was actually heart failure that ended up.
Oh, that's terrible.
Isn't that sad? It's so sad. I mean, just a lovely voice. And her song or album, Christmas Portrait. I'm guessing that's an album.
Yeah.
Moving on to Nathaniel Adams Coles, also known as Nat King Cole. So his father's last name was Coles, but if we look at his ancestors, his father was the only one that had put an S on the end. His father, Nat's grandfather, had no S at the end of his name. So for some reason, his father decided to pluralize it, and then he went back to the original spelling, which is kind of an interesting genealogical fact. He also died young. 45 is pretty young, I think. Born in 1919, 17th of March, St. Patty's Day, Montgomery, Alabama. Died the 15th of February, 1965 in Santa Monica, Los Angeles. Came to prominence first as a leading jazz pianist, and then, of course, became a singer as well. His parents were his father was a truck driver, and then he became a preacher. Showed an early interest in music. He and his brother were hired for an all-black Broadway musical. Interesting. Went on tour, but he stuck with it. His brother didn't. He got married a few times, and the bio, which is really well done, outlines some of that. His first band was called the King Cole Trio, and then eventually they added another person to it, and it became the Nat King Cole and the Trio. So King was sort of his was sort of a nickname that they added to him, and that was from Old King Cole, the nursery rhyme. That's where he got it from. But he actually, his first big hit in radio was as a replacement for Bing Crosby. Talking about Bing Crosby, so obviously he has a profile here, WikiTree, and then that became a regular feature. So that's kind of neat, his connection with that. Sadly, he did die at 45, and that's because he had lung cancer. That's how he passed away. And one of his most famous Christmas songs is the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire.
Oh,
I love that one.
yeah.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. And I won't sing more because I don't want to get taken down. Okay, moving on to our Italian content. Pierino Ronaldo Como. Though he was born in Cannonsburg, Washington, Pennsylvania, so they may or may not have pronounced it like that when he first arrived. But Pierino soon became anglicized and more commonly known as Perry. So Perry Como, the child of Pietro Como and Lucia Travaglini. He was born again in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, first of his many siblings. So we just have 5 listed here, but I wonder. One of 13 children, it says here. He was the 7th son of a 7th son.
Huh.
Ooh, that is very good luck. Anyways, 7th son of a 7th son, very cool. But so we're obviously missing some because we're missing 4 others ahead of him.
I did not know that was a thing.
What, the 7th son of a 7th son?
I didn't know that was a good sign of good luck in an Italian family.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was a sign of good luck. There's actually there's a sci-fi fantasy series called The 7th Son by Orson Scott Card, where he's the main character is the 7th son of a 7th son, and because of that, he has special magical powers, which is very cool. But it could be, anyways, maybe just having 7, having a family large enough to have 7 sons.
Right. All that labor for a farm or what have you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was already working after school, cutting hair in a barbershop. And then he, of course, moved on to singing and whatnot. Sold well over 50 million records. Wow. 13 number 1 hit songs till the end of time. 45. Passed away in 2001 at the age of 87. Nice picture of him there.
Yeah. And
he had an album, the Perry Como Christmas album, because of course he did. Burl Eichel Ivanhoe Ives, born in 1909 in Jasper on the 14th of June, and died on the 14th of April in 1995 at the age of 95 in Anacortes, Skagit County, Washington. A well-known Grammy Award-winning American folk singer and author. He's done lots of Christmas songs, but he might also be best known because he's the voice of the snowman in the cartoon of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
And they actually put a picture. So there's Burl, and there's his snowman persona. And look how close they look to each other. Like they
Yes.
obviously modeled the one after the other.
Yes.
That's Burl Eyes. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Sam the Snowman. Anyways, so
I don't want to go into details, but there's an interesting story of what happened to the puppets from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All them.
Is it in here?
Yeah.
Is that in his bio?
No, it's not in his bio.
Oh, it's not in his bio. Okay.
No.
You said you don't want to go into his details. I thought you said
don't want to go into details.
No, it's not.
No.
We don't want to do that. Yeah.
No, it'll make this video longer than it already is.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay. But what variety though from the Sam the Snowman and the reindeer, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? He also played Big Daddy on Broadway in the play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. So that's quite a different type of acting.
Range. That's what we call range.
Yeah. So he one of his songs or albums is "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas," but I think he's sung lots of Christmas stuff. He's got a great voice for Christmas music. And then Eartha Kitt, the one who at first stumped me. That I don't recall any Christmas music, but of course, Santa Baby is her big Christmas hit, and she's got the voice, that deep, gravelly, just lovely voice. Born in 1927, 17th of January in Calhoun, St. Matthews, Calhoun, South Carolina. Passed away on Christmas Day.
No.
Yes. At 2008, at the age of 81, in Weston, Fairfield County, Connecticut. Part of the U.S. Black History and the Black Heritage Project. Singer, actress, dancer, comedian, activist, author, songwriter, known for her highly distinctive singing voice style. No one else has a voice like hers. One of only a handful of performers to be nominated for the Tony Award 3 times, the Grammy Award twice, and the Emmy Award twice. So, awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. So she had a difficult upbringing. She was raised by a woman, Anna Mae, who she thought was her mother, but turned out wasn't. But then it's said that she did discover who her mother was later on in life, or she thinks she did. So that's very sad. But of course, she started singing and dancing. Yeah. So at the age of 5, she was forced to work in the cotton fields. Like, that's criminal. But the 40s and 50s, her career took off, and she had a great career in television and movies, singing at nightclubs and stuff. Died of colon cancer. That's what took her in the end. And of course, she played Ismay in the Emperor's New Groove. Was it? I think for cartoons, yeah. But also, anyway, Santa Baby's her big thing. Moving on, Kylie Minogue from Australia.
Greg, I have to step off.
You have to go now. Okay.
Oh, right.
Yes, but
See you, Betsy.
I will see you on the replay. Thanks, everyone.
See you on the replay.
Bye, Betsy. See you.
Kylie Minogue from Australia, Australian singer, songwriter, and actress. Officer of the Order of the British Empire, that's the OBE. Officer of the Order of Australia, that's the AO, after her name, and inducted into the Australian Recording Industry Association. So those are the initials for those first 2 awards, the Australian and the British award. And of course, she's still alive, so her bio is fairly short, but of course there's links to IMDb and Wikipedia if you want to know more about her. And her album is Kylie Christmas. Willie Nelson, born in the 30s, still with us. His career, of course, singing career spanned well over half a century. He's got a Lifetime Achievement Award. Activist, philanthropist, one of the co-founders of Farm Aid, which was a big concert in 1985, along with John Mellencamp and Neil Young, to raise money for farmers. And they've raised over $48 million to help family farmers. Telethon. He also was part of the 9/11 telethon, and huge list of awards and honors, of course, for him. and different links to different performances he's done as well. And his Pretty Paper is what his Christmas Connection. I don't know if that's a song. I'm not familiar with it if it's a song, but it might be the name of an album, a Christmas album. Olivia Newton-John, who you say is your closest, Vicki, is that right?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so she's from also a proud Australian, but she was actually born in England and died in the United States. So that's, but she spent a good chunk of her life in Australia, and it was very proud of being from Australia. British-born Australian singer, songwriter, actress, and activist for environmental and animal rights, and breast cancer. Yeah. She never hesitated to describe herself as Australian. Of course, her rise to fame was when she was in Greece and played the role of Sandy. Tell me more. And,
Tell me more.
That's right.
I got you.
You got it. She was 5 years old when they sailed to Australia and arrived in Victoria. And because her father was a professor there, professor of German and master of the Ormond College at the university. And she remained a British citizen until 1981, when they had to switch to Australian citizenship, I guess, or make a decision. Anyways, it's a huge, long bio, very well done. There's a nice picture of her with a very young, that's her husband. Is there I thought there was a picture with her with John Travolta, but maybe not. Anyways, there's a picture of her with John Travolta. Again, they're very young, 82. Anyways, wonderful singer, and sad to have lost her. 73, but still it seemed. Anyways, 2 years ago. And her Christmas album is Christmas Wish and Others. Or maybe that's a song, Christmas Wish? I don't know.
I think they're albums.
I think they're supposed to be albums.
They're all albums.
Yeah. And then Dolly Parton is our last one, and her album was Smoky Mountain Christmas, Distant Cousin of Mine. She was, of course, a famous American singer, songwriter, author, actress. Again, another humanitarian from Tennessee. Very friendly, kind woman. Fourth of 12 children, grew up in a low economical area in Appalachia. And the doctor who delivered her was paid with a bag of cornmeal. That was
oh, that's sweet.
There. This is your fee. This is what we can afford. Music was important. Her grandfather was a pastor, and she began singing at the age of 6. And by age of 10, she was already appearing on a TV show. Age 13, she was at the Grand Ole Opry. Amazing career. And lots of things she's done solo and in duets. Great stuff. So there you have it. There's the profiles of the week. So last week we talked about the Secret Santa Challenge. Woohoo! And I can tell you that we have over 300 entries already in our.
I brought some props.
Oh, you've got your. Oh, I didn't bring my hat. Oh, where's my hat? Oh.
Of course.
No hat here.
Yeah, okay. I have to get the hat. I'm wearing the right color though. Yes.
Yeah, but you're Santa and I'm an elf.
Oh, okay. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone who's registered a wish. We have over 300 wishes. Now, I should say some of those wishes, some of you didn't read all the rules. And one of the rules is one wish per person. Some people gave multiple wishes. If you gave multiple wishes, we're only looking at the first one, because with 300, we don't have time. We don't have time to do multiple wishes per person. Sorry, we'd love to, but
just laying down the law.
Yeah, remember one of the wishes is no wishing for more time, and we can't wish more wishes. We can't wish for more time. We only have 2 weeks. So If you wish for more than one wish, you're only getting your first one. And you may or may not get an email about that. You just, anyways. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
So you better watch out.
Yeah, that's right. So that was one of the things. If you register a wish that you would also ask for last year, or even in previous ones, and we've already dealt with it, then again, we want fresh wishes this year. Because if people took time to work on it last year, they probably did as much as they're really able to do. So if you need more help with that profile or that brick wall, then my best advice is to make a G2G post and put in as much information as you can there and ask for help from the whole broader community. Because not every WikiTreeer takes part and is an elf and will be able to help you out. But if you put a question, a plea for help in the G2G, just in general, with the details about your specific request, then everyone on WikiTree who goes to G2G or has those or follows those tags, make sure you put the right tags in, they will get that notification, and then you can get help with those. So again, if your question is something that's been asked before, again, we've got too many to deal with, so we're going to focus on brand new, fresh wishes this year. So I think those are the two most common things we've been coming up against, right, Vicki?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Duplicates, and many people not putting the right ID.
Oh.
We thought that everyone knew what their ID was, their WikiTree ID. So please be sure to put your own WikiTree ID and then the WikiTree ID for the wish you want to solve. And some people are not getting, we ask for location. And some people say, I'm not sure what you want me to put in here. Some people say, I live in, but no, the location
for the wish.
About for the wish, because that way, if you're wishing for someone in England, we can ask for help of the England project. So that's why we ask for location.
Yeah.
And June says she was bad. She was naughty. She couldn't decide.
That's
never
okay.
mind. Only your first one we will consider.
Okay. Yes. And there's a couple, I don't think there's many this time, but one of the problems we had in previous years for sure was people were asking for wishes for things that are like 2 layers above any WikiTree profile. It has to have a starting WikiTree profile that we can work from. So you need to have done that much homework on your own first. Okay.
Right.
Somewhere we can branch off to. But anyways, this week is the exciting week. This is where we asked for all the volunteer elves to sign up. So please go. Now, someone alerted me, thanks Veg Beauty, in the chat, because apparently I put the wrong link to the Google form. I put the link to the wishes. So we might have more bonus wishes. Now we might be up to 400, who knows? But if you click on the link, if it says link updated, then you know that you've got the most recent version of the G2G post. And if it doesn't say link updated, then refresh your screen. And then when you click on the Google form, it'll open up the form that looks like this. Basically, you want your name and you want your ID. So it's going to be, mine is this. Don't put that because I've already done this. But you put your full name here, and then you put your WikiTree ID. And then that's all you really need to do to sign up. Oh, well, this is a required question. So I guess I should put Greg in here. You don't have to fill in the other ones, but it's very helpful for us if you do. Where do you want to work, or where your expertise is, so we can sort of match you with wishes or suggest wishes that you might want to work on as an elf. And if you have any projects that you're involved with, that will also help us to sort of steer wishes your way, or to tap you on the shoulder if we have a wish that's, people are having trouble with, and we want to say, oh, this elf has some expertise, maybe we can get them to work. Because what's going to really make this project and challenge sing is with all the collaboration with WikiTreeers working together to solve for others. And then any last minute things you want to say, but there's really only 2 things, so you can sign up really quickly for this, and I hope you do.
Chris, will you be an elf?
You
asked for a wish, I saw.
I sent in a wish, so I don't know if I'll be an elf, but if you need me to be an elf, I'll put on the elf hat and go elf.
Okay. We'll ask.
Well, there's at least one Italian wish already. So there's at least something
I hope
there.
it's not just Italy, please.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to investigate. I haven't investigated it. I just saw that there was an Italian wish already.
Yeah.
So for all those potential elves, we are having the kickoff will be next Saturday, and we're having a Zoom meeting at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So shortly after next week's roundup, we will having the Zoom meeting, and we're organizing things a little differently, and I hope a little better. We're making some efficient use of WikiTree categories this year. So you're gonna, even if you've been an elf before, you're gonna want to tune in just so that you've got the sense of how it's being organized this year. A little more efficiently using some of the tools of WikiTree that we now have. And I'd like to thank Vicki, who's joined the team of lead elves, of course, along with Christine Daniels and Kathy Nava, who have been lead elves with me in the past, and also Danita from the Italy project, Danita Zanre, has also joined us as a lead elf. So,
and I just signed up.
And you just signed up. Excellent.
Great.
The post, and we'll be good to go.
We're good to go. Okay. And let's put that link in the chat.
I'm sure that Lizzie wants to be an elf. And someone else said,
Hillary's going to sign up. Excellent. That's fantastic.
Yes.
So what's happening around the GTG? Look at that. Oh, Azure. Love you, Azure. She's already pinned it. The Elves Wanted post, and the Wishes post is also pinned there. So those will stay pinned at least until next Saturday. The deadline actually is Friday, right? I think we said Friday was the cutoff so that we could get ourselves organized.
The 20.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and then the fun will begin. So what else is happening in WikiTree this week? Well, let's see. Let's scoot down. There's an Alabama challenge happening that starts with a Zoom in 45 minutes.
Alabama.
So if you're interested in working with profiles from Alabama or learning about the profiles from Alabama, join that Zoom call in 45 minutes. Of course, there's always a Saturday sourcing sprint, and it's going on. And then the regular things will be coming up this week. Also, this Wednesday at 8 p.m., there'll be the WikiTree Challenge reveal for Angie Bigelow, who was our guest.
Oh, I have a special announcement to make about 52 Ancestors.
The 52, yes?
Justin Crow is going to be doing them extra as usual, but there's going to be like a little extra. So she's going to have like a little sign up, like if anybody wants like help on anything, like tips and all that. So there's the 52 Ancestors Plus that she has to sign up for. So you can check it out on her website.
And who's that again? The name?
What?
Who was that? The name you said someone. The name you.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Johnson Crow.
Oh. Okay.
You mean Johnson Crow?
You just said it so fast. I missed it.
I know. I'm sorry. I was just trying to get in before you get worked up, you know.
You get worked up. Yeah, that's right.
You do.
That's great. And then we have Friday date night. And here's the social media page that Lisa, I think, was it Lisa or Azure who did it this week? Because Lisa is back from her holiday.
Yes.
So the one name studies for this coming week will be Peyton. We don't know the question yet.
Wow. Peyton, as in Peyton Manning, football player.
I'm guessing last name Peyton's, but
Yeah.
No. They're the first name, Peyton Manning, the football player.
No, but I mean, is there a one name study about first names, or is it always last names?
I don't know. It could be either or.
That would be interesting. One place study, the place is Edisto Island, South Carolina. Interesting. And then the project for this week is Arborist, Hall of Fame, meet our members, and then we're back to the roundup. So lots of stuff going on. We're excited about our Secret Santa challenge, but there's lots of other things that are happening as well around WikiTree. So thank you for joining us this morning, everyone who's here. Thank you, Chris, for joining us as our special guest this morning.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
And thanks to all of you who are here with us and watching us live or watching afterwards. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. See you.
Bye.